Hi, Preston Salen here with Home Inspection Carolina. I get asked all the time about aluminum wiring. Lots of issues with home inspection, but one that always comes up with particular age houses is aluminum wiring. And sometimes insurance companies get a little funny about insuring houses with aluminum wiring. So let's talk about what is it, what's it look like, and what are the potential problems with it and potential fixes if they're needed. All right, so aluminum wiring is this. When we talk about the problem with aluminum wiring, we're talking about single strand aluminum wiring. Looks like this. It was determined, and then another thing you'll see is probably AL. You'll see AL on the sheathing here. The 12 and 14 gauge aluminum wire, it determined that there was issues with expansion and contraction. So what happens is where the connections are, there is a possibility with that expansion and contraction to create loose connections. And loose connections are trouble. Think about when you jump start a car and you're about to connect the last wire and it's almost there. What happens? It tries to jump. So in sparks. So that's what you don't want, a loose connection. So do you need to rewire an entire house, or do you need to do anything? If it's wired properly and all of them are tight and there's not any loose connections, I don't know. But the fix for it, or the thing to prevent it, is there's a couple of different ways to do it. But we're just talking about where the connections are, at the panel and at the outlets. You don't have to rewire the whole house. There's several different pigtailing methods I would go into on another video. There's basically 3 different types. But that's a whole nother video. But when was aluminum wiring used? It was during the time of the Vietnam War era. So we're talking late 60s, early 70s. It was discontinued in 1975. And so was the copper clad aluminum. And again, the issue with it was that it had expanding and contraction issues. And this, possibly led to loose wiring, which leads to a spark, which could ultimately create a little bit more of a chance of a fire than not any other type of wiring, but traditional copper. But there is a fix for it. Again, there's actually 3 fixes for it. Involve pigtailing, a couple of different things. Certainly can be done, and I would certainly I would certainly buy a house that had aluminum wiring. That wouldn't stop me. I would look into the connections. The problem was just the connections, and the fix is just with the connections. And something to remember too, every year house has something. You show me a house in the 50s, we're going to be looking for asbestos, something like that. You show me a house in the 80s, probably be lead piping. But usually there's a fix or a workaround, and the workaround with this, they certainly can be fixed. Anyway, any more questions about aluminum wiring or any other home inspection issues, please give us a call at Home Inspection Carolina, 704-542-6575, or check out our website at homeinspectioncarolina.com. Thank you.